Hey there, I'm glad you're here. I want to begin by sharing a shift in how I'll be showing up here. Moving forward, I'll be alternating each week between conversations with guests on my podcast, Redeeming Stories, and short reflections like this one. This creates space not only to hear stories, but to reflect more deeply on what we're learning. And in these reflections, I will begin bringing in what experts are saying about trauma, particularly in women. Because while stories matter, understanding also matters. So today I want to begin with something foundational. One of the most consistent things trauma researchers have identified is this. Trauma is not just something we remember. It is something the body experiences and holds. Researchers like Bessel van der Kolk have written about how the body retains the imprint of experience, even when the mind tries to move forward. What this means is that trauma does not simply stay in the past, it shows up in the present, in patterns and reactions, and how we interpret safety. For many women, especially those who've experienced trauma early in life, like myself, the body learned to stay alert. Not because something is wrong now, but because something once was, and that matters. Because without that understanding, it is easy to turn inward and question yourself. I know I do. And then also to wonder why certain things feel harder than they should. To feel like you should be further along. I spent years showing up, working, achieving, moving forward, while something inside of me remained unsettled. It remained in the past. I put on a brave face each day, while my internal world was something very few people understood or even knew about. And what I've come to realize is this. The body does not forget simply because life moves forward. It holds what it learned, not as failure, but as adaptation. Experts like Judith Herman describe this not as something being wrong, but as something that once made sense. And when I began to understand that, something shifted. I stopped asking, why am I like this? And I started asking, what shaped this? This question created space, not to stay in the past, but to understand the present more clearly. As I move into this new rhythm, stories one week, reflections the next, I hope this creates space for both listening and understanding. So let me ask you this. What are you shifting this week? What are you hoping to overcome? If you would like to follow this process, I invite you to subscribe. You can also find more at julianlane.com and learn more about the Redeemed Collective, where this work continues in a more intentional and supportive space. Remember, I'm not a mental health professional. I'm simply a fellow traveler, walking alongside you in a shared healing journey. Thank you for listening.